On behalf of ATSU University and the Arizona School of Health Sciences, and especially today's graduating class, we welcome you to your 2013 commencement ceremony. My name is Dr. Anlee Birch, Vice Dean for the Arizona School of Health Sciences. It is my honor this morning to introduce the stage party. I ask that each member stand as your name is announced. Dr. Craig Phelps, President of ATSU University. Dr. Randy Danielson, Dean and Emeritus Professor of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. Dr. Michael Milner, our keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient. Dr. Barbara Maxwell, Vice Dean for Interprofessional Education and Collaboration. Dr. Ken Pavlicek, Associate Dean of Enrichment. Ms. Samantha Singler, Alumni Speaker and member of the Occupational Therapy Class of 2010. Dr. James Ferris, Associate Professor and Chair, Physical Therapy. Dr. Albert Simon, Professor and Chair, Physician Assistant Studies. Dr. Eric Sowers, Professor and Chair, Interdisciplinary Health Sciences. Dr. Tammy Rowling, Assistant Professor, Director, and Marshall, Physical Therapy. Dr. Tabitha Parent-Buck, Professor, Chair, and Marshall, Audiology. Dr. Tracy Rogers, Assistant Professor, Director, and Marshall, Human Movement. Mr. James Burkett, Assistant Professor, Director, and Marshall, Physician Assistant Studies. Dr. Helen Ewing, Associate Professor, Director, and Marshall, Doctor of Health Sciences. Now, would the faculty for audiology please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Would the faculty for human movement please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Would the faculty for physical therapy please stand? Thank you. Would the faculty for physician assistant studies please stand? Thank you. And finally, would the faculty for the Doctor of Health Sciences please stand? Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce the Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences, Dr. Randy Danielson.
Thank you, Dr. Birch. Well, welcome to this exciting and certainly well-earned moment for our graduates, our faculty, and certainly for our family and friends who are present here today. Let me speak for a few moments about our graduates. As you are posed today on this joyous and transitional moment, I encourage you to imagine an image of yourself standing on the shoulders of giants. Sir Isaac Newton said, "We are like dwarfs standing on the shoulders of giants. We see more and things that are more distant than they did, not because our sight is superior or because we are taller than they, but because they raise us up and by their great stature add to ours." Whatever image this calls to your mind, I want to briefly describe to you three important giants. The first is that colleague and or family member who supported you through this postgraduate and post-professional experience. You know who they are. The second giant is well known to you. Some of them are seated behind me and perhaps seated behind you. This is the person who has equipped you to enter your chosen profession and seek post-professional education. Your faculty are giants in their own right, who have given you the opportunity to stand on their shoulders. The third giant will be born in just a few minutes. That giant, ladies and gentlemen, is you. You now have the opportunity to take your expanded knowledge and skills, your integrity, and your compassion and become a giant in your community, a giant that others can stand on your shoulders, lean on you, rely on you, whether it be family, members, friends, or future students. Enjoy this day in celebration of your accomplishments and in honor of those giants in your life. It's now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient, Dr. Michael R. Milner. Dr. Milner is professor and dean of the School of Physician Assistant Studies at the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in Boston, Massachusetts. He is responsible for 2 independently accredited PA programs on 3 campuses: Boston, Worcester, and Manchester, New Hampshire. Prior to taking a position with the college, he was the Regional Health Administrator, Region 1, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. He has the honor of being the first PA in any uniformed services to be promoted to a flag officer rank of Rear Admiral and holding the title of Assistant United States Surgeon General. Dr. Milner was responsible for public health programs for the 6 states in the New England region, as well as the regional offices of Women's Health, Minority Health, Family Planning, the HIV/AIDS Regional Resource Network, and the Medical Reserve Corps initiative sponsored by the Office of the Surgeon General. Initially, he worked closely with the HHS Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response to provide regional leadership for emergency planning, preparedness and response to all hazards, public health emergencies. He also served as one of the 5 senior federal health officials for pandemic influenza and bioterrorism for the DHS Region A. This past year, Dr. Milner was awarded the AAPA President's Award for his contributions to the PA profession. He also received the Assistant Secretary for Health Distinguished Service Award and the USPHS Distinguished Service Medal this year for his decades of dedication and service to public health. Previously, he served in the Boston Regional Division of Health Resources and Services Administration as the Regional Director of the National Health Service Corps. Before coming to New England in 2001, he worked with the Indian Health Service here in Phoenix, Arizona, as the Chief Physician Assistant Consultant to the Director of IHS from 1992 to 2001. Before receiving his commission in the Corps in 1989, I almost messed that one up, didn't I? Dr. Milner served in the U.S. Air Force. He trained as a medical corpsman in 1973 and entered the PA training in 1982, graduating in 1984 from the University of Oklahoma College of Medicine PA program. After completing the clinical phase of his training, he received a commission in the United States Air Force Biomedical Science Corps and was assigned to the 832nd Medical Group Hospital out here at Luke Air Force Base, where he worked in family practice and emergency medicine. He has a bachelor's degree from the University of Cincinnati, United States Air Force Squadron Officers Leadership School, a bachelor's degree with distinction from the University of Oklahoma, a master's degree from St. Francis University PA program in Loretto, Pennsylvania, and he holds a doctorate in health science from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Dr. Milner, thank you for your many years of dedicated service to our country, to healthcare and health administration, and to the physician assistant profession. Dr. Phelps, would you and Dr. Milner please join me at the podium? Dr. Phelps, it's a personal pleasure and honor to bring forward and introduce our candidate for the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters, Dr. Michael Milner.
Congratulations, Dr. Milner. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Arizona, I now confer on you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dean Danielson, for that kind introduction and for the genuine hospitality that's been extended to Patty and I during our visit. It's a real honor to be with all of you today and to spend some time with you and share some ideas and some thoughts. President Phelps, faculty, Dr. Danielson, faculty and colleagues, parents, partners, and friends, and in particular, the class of 2013 at ATSU University, Arizona School of Health Sciences. It's an incredible day. I'm excited. I know you're excited. And it's an incredible opportunity for all of you to think about the next phase of your professional life. As a former Assistant United States Surgeon General, I would always be required to start my presentations with greetings from my direct supervisors, my bosses. And that was the Secretary of Health, the Assistant Secretary for Health, and the United States Surgeon General. It was pretty cool to think about being a PA in family medicine and then rising to the place where I had to make representations for those bosses. And it was pretty neat to be able to make those introductions, and then everybody got all fired up when they heard that. And I pinch myself every time I think about the wonderful teammates that I've had the privilege and honor to work with in my career. And some of those teammates were in some pretty lofty places in American healthcare and American healthcare leadership. But in thinking about what I wanted to say to you this morning, I realized that I'm in another place in time, not just coming from Boston to Phoenix. This is my first trip back to Arizona since I retired. But I'm now able to greet and welcome all of you as new teammates in American healthcare leadership. Congratulations, and thank you for what you're doing and what you will do. To the faculty, I thank you as well for helping to successfully mold and nurture these health professionals. It's as much an accomplishment of you as it is to them. To the family and to the friends and partners, you share, as was shared by Dr. Danielson, the radiating glow of excitement and achievement for your graduate. You're one of those giants. Thank you for everything that you've done to make this day possible. You supported those professionals through some dark times and some bright times. You truly qualify for the title of wind beneath their wings. You're oftentimes in the shadows as those support folks, but it's great to be acknowledged today, and it's a privilege to be able to acknowledge you today. So I say thank you. To the graduates, well, you're finally here. You put in a lot of energy. You've made the sacrifices. You've made the grades, and now you're going to get a chance to receive your diploma. This marks sort of a transition for you, moving away from this learning phase where you learned new concepts and how to apply those concepts. Now I see your transition into a continuing commitment to a lifetime of mastering your health science so that you can mentor and teach others. Again, your leadership. Congratulations, and I'm very excited about your passion. I'm very proud of all of you. Thank you for being the new healers, the new teachers, the new caregivers who will protect and advance the health and safety of our great nation. Another thought that came to me as I was considering what I would say is that it's a bit humbling and sobering for me to be here, because just 30 years ago, wasn't that long, I was where you are, completing my entry-level professional degree as a physician assistant. And I sat there, and I must admit that I look forward to that professional career. I look forward to the opportunities to serve and to be of value to my patients and to my community. But I have the benefit now of being able to look back a bit and benefit from those experiences, the things that I learned from my friends and colleagues as a public health professional, as an educator, and as a person. And I've been with you, and I've sat through a lot of presentations, and I'll try to make sure that I don't stop up the flow of the discussion. You've got a very exciting day ahead of you, and the real challenge for any speaker who comes to an event like this is to leave something, a little kernel, a little nugget of thought that you can ruminate on and consider as you go throughout your lives. And I hope that I can leave something that sticks. So my first thing that I'd like to share is sort of a mnemonic. It's a new mnemonic for you. It's called the 3 Bs. of being a good speaker at an event. So the 3 Bs: be clear, be brief, and be gone. This is an exciting time for us, for you. We live in a country, we enjoy incredible personal freedoms. We're blessed with richness and resources in our country. We have an incredible healthcare system. Has some weaknesses there, here and there, but you guys will solve them. We have incredible science and technology, and it's some of the best in the world. And we're truly living in this time of cultural, economic, military, and humanitarian status as a nation to be the leader in the world. We can't get too smug about that, though, because those privileges that we enjoy in our society today, we also have challenges. We live in a nation where diabetes and other chronic conditions continue to present serious obstacles to public health. We have violence and abusive behaviors that continue to ravage homes and communities across the country. We have mental disorders and disease that continue to go undiagnosed and untreated, and there's still stigma associated with mental disease and mental health challenges. We have obesity at a rate that's doubled in the last 20 years, and more than 60% of adults in the United States are overweight or obese. And if we don't do something about that, it will soon eclipse tobacco as the most serious health impacting disease in our country. And despite all that we say and we do in our education efforts, we still see smoking rates continue to climb in adolescence. HIV and AIDS continues to remain a serious health problem in our country and disproportionately affects women and communities of color. These are the challenges in the work that we do, but there are also opportunities for us to make a difference in the lives of others. You are the healthcare professionals at an exciting time and a literal explosion of science. We're unraveling the mystery of the human genome and all the implications of that. Incredible new targeted pharmaceuticals that can target disease. We have incredible new training and education things. I saw evidence of that yesterday at the Balance Center, some of these new technologies to evaluate hearing and balance disease. And we have some incredible other intervention tools that some of you have helped develop and shape. We're also facing some challenges as a nation with regard to chemical and nuclear and biologic attack and other man-made challenges to our infrastructure and our society. So don't forget that we have all this science and technology, but you're also in that human and that helping profession. And you're going to make efforts, I know, as a caregiver that will have impact on folks, one person at a time, one community at a time. So you're moving now to accept greater responsibilities. You're going to take your professional role and you're going to help shape the future of that professional role. Your patients are going to trust you. They're going to trust what skills you bring, the compassion that you bring, and it's exciting to be at a place like this. There are 4 words that describe the core values of the United States Public Health Service, and I think this class, President Phelps, I'm sure this class represents all of them: leadership, service, excellence, and integrity. Those are core values. I wore the uniform of the United States Public Health Service for over 20 years. It was an honor to serve, and I wore a uniform of our country for almost 40 years. Every one of you are demonstrating those traits, those core values, and I challenge you to continue to make those core values part of your everyday work ethic and part of your fabric. I know that many of you will serve, or I know that all of you will serve with distinction. Some of you will choose to go to healthcare settings where the patients don't have the best insurance plan, they don't have the best access to care, but you'll make that available to them. I was so impressed yesterday. I'm going to deviate from my remarks for just a second. I spent the day with many of you, and I was able to tour the campus, learn about what you're doing here at AT Still and Arizona School of Health Sciences. And I have to tell you that I felt something that was very different than what I've typically felt in university settings back east. And that is, and I think there's something here, you are learning and you're training in communities. not on communities. And I think that's an incredible distinction. It's easy to go to a center, to a tribal community and learn about a disease. Your whole foundation, your whole university, everything you're doing is designed to help you be in those communities, to learn their challenges, to learn the things that create obstacles for them, and then you help to overcome those with those folks. So I have to tell you, as somebody who sits in a different place, I'm excited and impressed about what I see at your university. It's an incredible honor for me to have had that experience yesterday, and I appreciate all of you who've spent some time with me. So we talked about leadership. We talked about this service that you're doing, a service above self, the integrity that you have. There's a key feature to me about integrity, and I learned it here in Arizona in working with Native American brothers and sisters, and that is that you have to have harmony for yourself. You have to have harmony between what you're thinking, what your heart is feeling, and what you say in your mouth. It's a curve: the head, the heart, and the mouth. And Native American folks that I've worked with believe that if you don't have harmony in those three things, that you'll have dis-ease, you'll have discomfort, and that you'll really be in a position where you'll have distress. So remember that harmony, and I hope that you all continue to have that balance. The last thing that I think is important is this notion of leadership in the context of, I had an instructor once who said to me, leadership is getting people to do the things that you need them to do, but make them think that they thought of it. So moving them along, getting them to go in the direction that you know they need to go or that you want them to go, and then they say, hey, this is a great idea, I'll get on board. I always was told when I joined the military, and Dr. Danielson and others have had that experience, first thing they tell you when you join the service, don't volunteer for anything. But I have to tell you that I learned more from volunteering than I think anything else. When I knew something was going to end up on my desk anyway, I met my boss down the hall halfway. How can I help with this? What that did for me was allow me to explore my horizons. It allowed me to take a risk. It allowed me to think beyond what I had been focused on moments before. I became part of the discussion that was going to yield a solution. And so I would encourage all of you to think about how you can volunteer, because I believe personally that it made a difference for me, and I think it could make a difference for you. So the four priorities, again, are the four qualities: leadership, service, excellence, and integrity. The other thing that I had to do when I was a Surgeon General, Assistant Surgeon General, was go through priorities of the department and those goals of the Surgeon General. And if you haven't been on the Surgeon General's website, I would encourage you to do that. There's some interesting things that come out. The Surgeon General is the nation's leader in science and evidence and transmitting that to the American people. We lost a Surgeon General this past week, Dr. C. Everett Koop. And he was probably the most influential Surgeon General that we've had, at least in my lifetime, probably in yours. You probably remember him as the guy with the beard that looked a little bit like Colonel Sanders. But he was an incredible physician, pioneered pediatric surgery, and led our nation through the awareness, the initial awareness of the disease HIV and AIDS. And so those priorities that the Surgeon General have, I think, are worth thinking about. It's important to me as a former Assistant Surgeon General, but it's also important to what I do now as a healthcare educator and as a community leader, and that is think about what those top priorities are. Prevention. How can we transform our healthcare system into one that values upstream intervention? Think about that elevator speech that you can give to every patient encounter, that targeted little focused thing about prevention, something based on your history, based on your assessment, based on the interaction with that patient or their community. Think about how you can interject a moment to discuss prevention. Preparedness. Our nation has gone through some incredible tragedies recently with storms and with other diseases and infectious diseases, the pandemic flu, H1N1 a few years ago. But think about how you, as a healthcare professional, intersect with the public health community. And anybody with public health background will recognize that, you know, we need those frontline providers to be interfaced with the public health world in order to be, you know, you may see that sentinel case of what looks like a gastroenteritis, but it might be a bad restaurant in your town. Or it could be a biologic attack that's been launched on our country. So you're in that front line. So I'd consider preparedness and how you can be prepared as an individual practitioner so that if there's a crisis or problem, you're ready to step up and help your own family secure in that way. The other thing we have to do is eliminate racial and ethnic healthcare disparities. It's incredible that today in this country we have incredible disparities based on gender, race, geography, and we should all learn and train and engage and think about how we can make a difference from our particular discipline's point of view or as a member of a team in eliminating those disparities of care. So prevention, public health preparedness, elimination of health disparities, and overarching all of that is health literacy, helping patients understand how to access health information and how they can translate that into their own lives and into their own situations and be better able then to make more appropriate and acceptable health care decisions. I'm closing, so you know. I think we're in a partnership, no question about it. We have an opportunity right now to transform our society. Things are in shape and moving forward. Let's be part of that transformation. That requires teamwork. Each one of you have a specialized professional skill, but you also have some incredible generalist abilities. You learned that here. I saw evidence of that in the last 2 days. So strive to provide the best care that you can, to provide information to the people around you to help change our society. Since teamwork was the foundation of your preparation here at this university, there's no question in my mind that you'll be ready for these challenges. I'd like to tell you just one quick story about an example, a positive story of an example of teamwork that I had. I had the privilege of reporting to New Orleans on day 2 after Hurricane Katrina. Our country was figuring out how to deal with an incredible situation there with incredible flooding and loss of life. So I reported there and had the privilege to work with the state health director, Dr. Jimmy Guidry, who wanted basically all the nurses that I had. I reported with a team of officers, a group of officers, about 160. I had 50 nurses. And he said, "Oh, I want all your nurses. We have all these shelters. We need nursing care." I said, "Sir, all due respect, you can have a team, but I won't just give you nurses. You can have a team that will have docs and PAs, nurses, social workers, therapists, pharmacists, safety officers, support folks, and they'll come and do whatever you need." No, I just want your nurses. I spent almost a whole day fighting with him, respectfully fighting with him, to suggest that he could use a team better than just a few nurses. So finally he said, "Okay," I was a captain, he said, "Captain Milner, send me a team." So I sent him to the first special needs shelter. 4 hours after that team arrived, they got there, they rolled up their sleeve, they did what needed to be done. 4 hours later, Dr. Guidry called me and said, "Captain Milner, do you have any more of those teams?" True story. Within a couple of days, we had teams that took over the special needs shelters across the entire Gulf Coast. What that did was allow his team, his health department, to go back to do what they do. All the different programs that they had to administer, the assessments that needed to be done, the dashboard of public health infrastructure that needed to be stood back up. So it made a huge difference. So think about your role as a member of a team. Think about what you can do to make your team more effective and more valued. And I know that what you learned here at Arizona School of Health Sciences is going to give you what you need to do that. I like to say cooperate and graduate. I learned that in my PA school, my PA training. It's really a mantra that works. If you work together, you'll get farther down the road. We need more cooperation to graduate in our country, and I see you as the opportunities that can take that forward. So, you think about the future, it really is everything that's out in front of us. We got here today, today's today, tomorrow's the future. What does it look like to you? Is it that big construction mess out there? Or is it an opportunity for you to tell bulldozers where to go, or engineers how to shape the road ahead of you? So I encourage you to set your goals high, to learn from your mistakes, to build bridges, not barriers, and to look at the world around you for inspiration and hope. Create a future for all of us that's built on health, and start one person at a time. Take care of yourselves, nurture yourselves, get rest, eat well, exercise, do those things that you know are important. And at some point, all of those values that you learned here, all of those experiences are going to come together and really allow you to create our future. You're the ones in front of us right now. I'm on the retirement side of things, so you're out there in front. I look forward to what you create and the road that I can travel with you. I want to thank the A.T. Still family, the Arizona School of Health Sciences, for this incredible honor to have a chance to be with you today and share a few things. And I'm excited about your future and about what this school's future is. So thank you for this incredible opportunity. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Milner. And let me take the opportunity as well to thank your lovely wife, Patty. I know Patty is out here. Patty, stand up. Patty, thank you for being with us today. And Patty is also a physician assistant who works in the Veterans Administration. So, I'm going to get there. Okay, so I hope you're ready. So, to present the Master of Science in Human Movement graduating class of 2013, let me introduce the Program Director of Human Movement, Dr. Tracy Rogers.
The Master of Science in Human Movement is a post-professional degree program designed to assist professionals with developing comprehensive knowledge of human movement science, functional anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, behavior change, functional assessment, and exercise program design. In presenting the graduates, I will be assisted by Dr. Kelly Bliven and Dr. Eric Sowers. Would the candidates for the Master of Science in Human Movement, class of 2013, please move to the stage?
Patrick Alfred Krebin. Jason Paul Johnson.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of Arizona, I hereby confer on you the degree Master of Science in Human Movement with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
To present the Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies graduating class of 2013, let me introduce the Chair of Physician Assistant Studies, Dr. Bert Simon.
The Master of Science degree in Physician Assistant Studies is a program for practicing physician assistants seeking to enhance knowledge and skills in clinical medicine or the education and leadership track. In presenting the graduates, I will be assisted by Ms. Karen Crawford and Mr. James Burkett. Would the Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies class of 2013 please move to the stage?
Holly Barkey. Linda Faye Bates. Candace Frances Bean. Randy Choi. Eva Marie Kostaska. Zachary DePriest. Michael Joseph Hebert. Kevin Patrick Enchanton. Rachel Shania Miller. Anthony Joseph Moretz. Christopher A. Morris. John A. Schwartz. Jenny Miracle Spencer. Colleen Irene Stansberry. Theodore Terry Theologus. John C. Thomas. Rachel Solis Trinidad. Richard Franklin Wells. Christine Marie Zamet.
Will the Physician Assistant Studies class of 2013 please stand? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Arizona, I hereby confer on you the degree Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
To present the Doctor of Audiology graduating class of 2013, let me introduce the Chair of Audiology, Dr. Tabitha Parent-Buck.
The Doctor of Audiology program is designed for audiology practitioners and provides advanced education in the diagnosis and management of auditory and vestibular disorders. Audiology is the science of hearing and the study of auditory and vestibular processes. Embodying the spirit of lifelong learning, Doctor of Audiology graduates possess enhanced skills and knowledge to improve the quality of patient care. In presenting the graduates, I will be assisted by Dr. Nancy Green, Dr. Tom Rigo, and Dr. Les Schmeltz. Would the first row of the Doctor of Audiology class of 2013 please move to the stage?
Yazdana Gald. Deborah Bannock Brace. Deborah Blaylock. Daniel Paul Bodie. Allison Kavanaugh. Deborah Hurst Cooper, being hooded by Dr. Lisa Koch. Mary Patricia Cote-Humitz. Jacqueline Danruther. Meredith Helen David. Constance Donahue. Cynthia Drobiazgievich. Mark Fortenberry. Diane Graybill. Michelle Greenwood. James Hankla. Marianne LaFosse Hyder. Vardush Rose Kashishian. Dorothy Killian. Renee Coffin. Sarah Conrad. Catherine Kozak. Deborah Kroll, Marcella Gertrude McDevitt, Matthew Metzger, Maureen Miller, Jeanette Miller, Robin Mitrani, Angela Molenhoff, David Molnick, James Myers, Amy Nunnally, Kristen Panks, Julie Peterson, Rebecca Ann Price, Nicole Raven, Erica Jean Rock, Linda Ronis Cass, Loveline Kaur Sandhu, Stephanie Slally, Desmond Stanford, Kelly Steck, Stephen Steele, Wendy Sturwald, Ann Sumida, Jeremy Swanson, Charlotte Tenbrink, Yanina Woodman. Christine Woodrum.
With the audiology class of 2013, please rise. Great. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Arizona, I hereby confer on you the degree Doctor of Audiology, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
To present the Doctor of Health Science graduating class of 2013, let me introduce the Program Director of Doctor of Health Sciences, Dr. Helen Ewing.
The Doctorate of Health Science degree is a post-professional program designed for master's prepared healthcare professionals. The Doctorate of Health Science program provides healthcare professionals with knowledge and skills to excel in project management, decision-making, organizational management, establishing evidence-based standards, and gaining competencies for applying research to professional practice. In presenting the graduates, I will be assisted by Dr. Jeffrey Alexander and Dr. Eric Sowers. With the Doctorate of Health Sciences class of 2013, please move to the stage.
Karina Elena Avery. Ivan Carbonell Sanchez, to be guest hooded by Dr. Martin Facchetti. Fran Cherkis. Tina Dishler. Gerald Arthur Glaviz. Joyce Elder Haney, being guest hooded by Dr. Karen Bryson. Melina Honjo. Brian Wesley Jones. Kevin Kufer. Elizabeth G. Latham. Melissa Jean Lonhart. Jennifer Leantonio. Elizabeth Ann Loftus. Truck N. Liu. Brandy Alexis Morgan Salters. Emmanuel Nguyenyi. Megan M. Saunders. Brent Irvin Smith.
Would the Doctor of Health Sciences class of 2013 please stand? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Arizona, I hereby confer on you the degree Doctor of Health Sciences with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
To present the Doctor of Physical Therapy graduating class of 2013, I introduce the Director of the Transitional Doctor of Physical Therapy program, Dr. Tammy Rolling.
Doctors of physical therapy serve as primary clinical care practitioners to promote optimal health and function for individuals and communities. Physical therapists diagnose and treat dysfunction of the musculoskeletal, cardiopulmonary, neuromuscular, and integumentary systems among individuals across the continuum of care and lifespan. By empowering, educating, and enabling those with impairments, activity limitations, and disabilities, physical therapists facilitate greater independence, health, wellness, and enhanced quality of life for those they serve. In presenting the graduates, I will be presented by Dr. Michael LeBranche, Dr. James Ferris, and Dr. Joy Levine. Would the first row of the Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2013 please move to the stage?
Laura Ingrid Abel. Morton Joseph Amy. Mary Beth Barkasy. Patrick Boulay. Clarence Ryan Brackett. Jessica Jeanette Cordova. Henry Matthew Deiters. Lindsay M. Dodge. Mohammed Ejaz. Ann Whitney Enzer. Christina June Flaherty. Catherine Kearney Foy. Carol Bedwell Frazier. Bernadette Marie Garcia. Francisco Javier Garcia. Chandni Gulati. Kristen Jang Halleck. Marie Angeline Hudson. Matthew M. Hunkovic. Asha Jacob. Amarita Shawnette Jones. Dayanand Kiran. Phoebe C. Lay. Carol Levine, being guest hooded by Dr. James Johnson. Margie Bongot Manzano. Scott McKern. Preeti Susan Mehta. J. Forrest Moseson. Monica Claire Murray. Dennis O'Hara. Eric James Otterly. Tina H. Parikh, being guest hooded by Dr. Lori Ann Campbell. Janice Yui Pesonko. Haley Christine Petrosor. Christina Rebecca Pinkley. VJ Rathor. Becky S. Rice, being guest hooded by Dr. Brenda Kegler. Giselle Annette Rodriguez. Kathleen Ann Roth. Lilibeth Lowe Say. William N. Talley. Linda Irene Toon. Jeffrey David Wurtzel, being guest hooded by Dr. Kenneth Wurtzel. And Mary Antoinette Uglov.
The class 2013 Doctor of Physical Therapy, please rise. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Arizona, I hereby confer on you the degree Doctor of Physical Therapy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Let's have all the graduates stand up one more time. Another round of applause, all of you guys. Thank you. Be seated. Thank you. Since 1892, ATSU University has graduated over 6,700 proud alumni. Today, we welcome you to their family. Representing the ASHS Alumni Chapter, I'm proud to introduce Ms. Samantha Singler from the Occupational Therapy Class of 2010. Ms. Singler.
Thank you, Dr. Danielson. Graduates, congratulations on the successful completion of your AT University program of study at the Arizona School of Health Sciences. When you started at ASHS on the first day, full of anticipation and excitement, did you think about what this day would be like? Or when you were completing individual courses or taking difficult tests, you just knew you wouldn't pass, did you wonder if you'd really make it? Well, the day has arrived, and you did make it. Your accomplishments at AT University and your graduation today are a testament to your commitment to making a positive contribution to professional healthcare services across the United States. Being a major center for health professions education excellent at ATSU has become a standard and not a goal, and you have now become part of that tradition. In addition, as you have enhanced the degrees of existing alumni, your degree will become more valuable as future classes uphold this standard. As you become officially recognized as ATSU alumni today, I would encourage you to become involved in your alumni chapter, your lifelong connection to the university and the Arizona School of Health Sciences. Visit the alumni website and stay connected. Increase your awareness of the changes that are taking place. Reach out to others and encourage them to consider a career in health professions and talk about how proud you are to be a member of the ATSU alumni family. Finally, consider helping other students to attend ATSU by investing in their future through the Alumni Scholarship Fund. Your investment will come back to you many times over as your diploma becomes highly recognized in your professional community as a result of their work. I would like to once again congratulate you on your accomplishment and wish you a productive and successful professional career. Now please stand for your formal induction into the alumni chapter. As a representative of AT University, it is my pleasure and privilege to induct you formally into membership in the Arizona School of Health Sciences Alumni Chapter and the AT University Alumni Association. Welcome to your alumni chapter and congratulations on behalf of the AT University alumni family. Would the faculty please stand and join me in congratulating our new ATSU alumni. Thank you, and please be seated.
Thank you very much, Ms. Engler. So I'm very proud now to introduce to you once again the president of AT Still University and a longtime friend and advocate not only for healthcare but for healthcare education and health professions education, Dr. Craig Phelps.
Boy, what a beautiful day, and we will get you out there in just a moment to enjoy it. But just wanted to reflect a couple minutes on the wonderful ceremony this morning and thank our graduation committee, Beth Paupre, her staff, all the others who came early and made sure that your day turned out wonderfully, the Gamage staff and volunteers who come and make sure there's a place for everybody. Once again, our ATSU faculty and staff, tremendous faculty and staff that chose this profession to help you become the best that you can be. Our chairs, our program directors, our dean, thank you. Dr. Milner, great message. Just wonderful words as we think about the opportunities before us. Leadership, service, excellence, integrity. Not bad to write down and remind ourselves and our staff that we work with every day that that's what we're shooting for. Parents, family, friends of today's graduates, thank you for your support for them. They wouldn't be here today if somebody along the line didn't encourage them, help provide resources, help provide encouragement. Graduates, congratulations. As mentioned before, there has not been a better time in history for our country, for the knowledge and skills you have to offer. Whether it is a mother and child anxiously awaiting the results of a test, a college athlete diagnosed and devastated with a potentially career-ending injury, a grandmother who just lost her lifetime companion and is wondering how, literally, she will survive. A country and world seeking the most precious commodity, health. Remember the support of those with you today, and remember A.T. Still's philosophy, truly taking care of the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. To paraphrase A.T. Still, it's fairly easy to find sickness and disease, but finding health and wellness, that is our job, that is our charge. If you keep that in mind, you will be successful beyond anything that you can imagine or measure today. Once again, congratulations. And as mentioned by Dr. Milner, we're with you on this road and journey. We expect to hear back from you from time to time. Share your stories with each other. Remember the brand of A.T. Still University. Be proud. And we wish you the best on your successful life journey. Congratulations once again.